I'm going to demonstrate how to play Alameda by Elliott Smith off of his 1997 album, Either Or. I'll go through the various parts of the song, starting with the verse. So I want to show the first two chords of the verse first, which at the beginning of the song are played a little differently, in that they're chicken-picked instead of strummed like the rest of the song. When I say chicken-picked, I mean you hold the pick like this, and you use your middle finger and your ring finger to finger pick. So you're going to be focusing on the center 4 strings. So the pick is designated to the bottom 2 strings, meaning the A and D, bottom 2 of the 4. Your middle finger, the G string, your ring finger, the B string. Okay, and you're going to make this chord, which is muted, 3, 2, 4th fret, open, and muted up here. So these G and B strings are going to be playing the same note, but the pattern is going to be playing them in, well, they're going to be alternating in the pattern, so it's going to sound like this. That's the first chord. Then you move to the second chord, which is muted again, 2, 4, 2, open, mute. That's from low string to high string in pitch, not position. Okay, I'll play that part again. So at the end there, you know, this is pretty normal, you know, pretty standard picking pattern. But at the end, you're plucking 2 strings at once. In, out, in, right? So it's going to sound like this together, those first two chords. And then he abandons these fingers and starts strumming, moving to an A minor chord. Okay. So the verse chords are going to be these. After those first 2 are plucked in the chicken picking style that I showed, you move to an A minor, and there are some hammer-ons and hammer-offs on the high, you know, and some motion on the high 2 strings that creates the melody over it. You're going to be strumming like normal and just focus on hitting those strings on the upstrokes. Okay, so it's, again, A minor. So you're going to move from that's an F, C, this is a B7, except you're going to leave the high E string open. Back to an A minor, to an F. Okay, so the F is going to be played in a very specific way. The thumb is going to be ringing, A string's muted, and then these D, G, and B strings are going to be played. And depending on the melody, you'll play that high E string, but this is the standard. So just those 4 strings. That's the way he plays his F in this song. Okay. So those are the verse chords. There's some variation in the later verses. Instead of playing this, you know, when the lead guitars come in, he will kind of abandon that E there. Well, I suppose it's a D, but speaking as if this was in standard tuning, which it's not. And then later, even later in the song, maybe he's just playing a normal B chord without the 7 when some of the lead guitar riffs are getting more complex. Okay. Yep, so let me play it slowly, that way you can track the melody in what I'm doing here. Okay, and I'll focus in on the left hand. So once we get through the first cycle of the verse, again, he's abandoned the chicken picking. It's just how the song starts. We get to going hammer on the C to a C major 7. So it's going to sound like this. B7, A minor. Okay, and now we're moving to the chorus. Starts with a D minor, to an E major, A minor, C, and then, so I guess that's kind of the pre-chorus. Then it moves to a E flat major. And the strumming pattern changes a little bit. It goes it's kind of a little reggae-ish even. Down to a G major, and actually, you know, he might be playing the 5 in the root here. And then to a C minor, F major. So F major's played once actually, like this. And then there's some bass walk up. Yeah. To B flat major, and then C, and we're back in the verse. Okay. In the verse, there's actually a bass walk that I should point out. It goes like this. At the end, after we've gone. So we go like this. This is the bass walk. Yeah, so it's gonna be on the F. And it walks us back to the C. Okay. There's also a bridge, which is where he goes for 1 or 2 minutes she'd like you. Okay, so it goes like this. Starts on the C, and this is coming off of, I think, the second verse. So he goes, it's a walk, 1, 2, we're going to that F shape. To a G, and then an A minor. Now, to an F, and then we're going to do a walk. Now, walk up to the B, and then the C, and we're back in the verse. Okay, so. That's what it sounds like. Chorus 2 repeats after the solo of the verse chords. So during the solo, you're just strumming through the verse chords, the guitar solo. During the repeated chorus, instead of playing the E flat major here, down to the G minor here, we're actually going to be playing it up here. It's going to sound like this. the second half of the final. So this final chorus is repeated twice. The second, we're going to go up. It's going to start from here, E flat major. And we're actually going to hit those high strings. E flat major to a G minor. C minor to an F. So E flat major to a G minor, C minor, F major, B flat minor, C major, yeah, and it loops back to the B flat major, rather. Okay, and so that, you know, goes through, and then for the outro of the song, he just strums each of those chords, you know, and it's kind of soft. And I think he does kind of like a minor to a major roll here. And that's it. That's the whole song. Okay, well, that's everything I figured out from listening. If you have any additional like embellishments or variations that you've picked up on, I would be happy to hear about those.